Well, what better way to start the new season than a game against your former club who you left after winning the FA Cup and Premier League and getting to the Champions League final, which must mean that you assembled somewhat of a team and have failed in every aspect completely to take any of those players with you because the club realised how good a team you built. When you put it like that, what could possibly go wrong? How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Club 5 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for watching in today's video where we've got a couple of easy games against Chelsea and Liverpool. What did I do to deserve such madness? And if you're excited to see how those Premier League games go, then do not forget to leave a like on the video for me and to subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense coming out of this face right here. I literally have stopped record and then hit record again. It's about 5 minutes after the end of the last episode for me, so we're just going to go straight in. And before actually, I will show you the last couple of players that we did move on. Those players were finally, I don't know whether you already saw this, but Bojan Suric is out of the club. He did go to Bayer Leverkusen. And then youngster Derek Ridley, who was never really going to amount to much, he's gone to Rangers as well. So our current transfer budget is at £69 million, which is ridiculous that we still have that sort of money. £190 in the transfer kitty as well. That's enough for one world-class central defender or maybe one or two fill-in players. But that is not what we're worrying about. What we're worrying about is the game against Chelsea, and this is the 11 we're going to be putting out there. It is Rosenbrick in goal with Youngworth, Ruben Diaz, Alvaro Ferrer and Pedro Mascarell in defence, Bellingham and Luis Alberto in the midfield with Foden, Kuchiyara and Saka supporting Haaland up front. Oh boy, am I excited to use Erling Haaland. That front four, to be fair, I know I've suggested I'm not a massive fan of Bukayo Saka in this game. Just from this save, I'm not a massive fan of his. But Saka, Kuchiyara, Foden and Haaland. Bearing in mind, we know what Kuchiyara can do from Southampton. I mean, that last season he had at Southampton, I remember it being absolutely glorious. I mean, the stats don't tell all the story. He was an absolute superb player, and he had an injury in that season as well, I think. But he was fantastic, and look at the money he ended up going for. £150 million, which we never got to spend. Absolutely sensational. So if we can get him back to any of that level of form, I will be delighted. But let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get a win against our former club. Now, remember, two teams with new managers. They have added some players into their squad as well. I really should have had a look at it there. One of them I do know. I'm not sure about any of the others. I've completely forgot to do this. I still go back to Ruben Sellers, who we did bring with us, by the way, as our assistant manager. But there's our Man City team. I mean, I've already gone through it, so I'm not going to go through it again. But we'll have a quick glance at the Chelsea team again. Lubos Durica playing at right back. That one I already do know. But they did bring in Fatty out on the right wing. Other than that, it's a complete squad, well, first team at the least, the starting 11, of players you'd have expected to be in there from last season. We did have a very, very good team. Mason Mount does look like he's playing a bit deeper than Balajic, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. But we are off, and let's see. Let's see how we go. I am a little bit nervous, a little bit tentative. However, we are at home. That usually bodes quite well. However, we know that Chelsea can be a very, very good side. I'm interested to see how they play in a 4-2-3-1. It's a formation we never really gave much of a chance to. We didn't really give anything with wingers a chance, to be honest. Kuchiyara into Haaland. Haaland makes it 1-0. It'll be interesting to see whether this is given or whether it's offside. I am intrigued. I also forgot to take that off. I was looking at it in my last couple of pre-season games. We did look very good in pre-season as well. Those last two games I played, oh my word, we look good. Haaland has had his goal disallowed, though, so it is still 0-0. But this looks very easy, and you got to imagine it's only a matter of time. I mean, he's barely offside there. All that's close. Dimitri is going to be breathing a huge sigh of relief. However, he's also going to know that there's more to come. But then we know Chelsea's attacking line is their biggest strength. Last season, as Chelsea, we were the top goal scorers in the league. We were the second best defence in the league as well. Haaland has been fouled there by Bayrak, who we did try and sign. And it is potentially going to be a penalty. The referee's looking at it. I mean, the ball ended up in the back of the net. I'll take that, to be honest with you. But Rob Jones is checking with VAR. He's not given a free kick. He's not giving a penalty, so he's given a free kick. But he has sent Bayrak off. So, Chelsea down to 10 men. The league champions down to 10 men. We have an advantage. We also have a free kick in a dangerous position. And Luis Alberto, very close to making it 1-0 there. We are knocking on the door at the moment. And at some point, you've got to imagine, we will find our way in. Although Chelsea hanging on at the moment. Not that long since the red card, of course. But there is the first goal. It's an Erling Haaland header from a corner. It's Foden to Haaland. It's the Man City connection from the start of the game. I know Foden's an old man. I know Saka's an old man. But I feel wrong getting rid of them. Erling Haaland as well. I feel wrong getting rid of them when they're this good. I mean, I really did have a plan of getting rid of Saka, but I've ended up not doing it. And I'm really glad that I had no intention of getting rid of Foden as well, because Foden, with the assist there, didn't look as good in pre-season as I was hoping it would. Certainly not when I used him. But looking decent in this game, even if it's just his set-piece ability. Right, Chelsea come again here. Derica to Albergi. I don't know who they've got at centre-back now. Balaric now into Skinner. Skinner looking for options. I think they've actually taken Carl Ratcliffe off from the looks of things. I can't say Carl Ratcliffe anymore. Chiara flicks it on to absolutely no one. Tapia has actually gone down to defence. So, I don't know. What have they done? What formation have they gone with? Because I'm sure Carl Ratcliffe's gone off, unless Diego Tapia is the player who they've brought on, which is a madness when you got Derica playing it right back. Kuchiyara nearly makes it to there. Very, very close. Erling Haaland nearly turning into a provider there. I'm just looking at their formation. Yeah, they've gone without a right winger, and Tapia must have come on. It's a bit of a weird decision to use. They must not have any other central defenders on the bench, which is weird. Foden now into the box, into Haaland. Haaland straight at Dimitri, but there is an offside there. I think it was Foden who was offside there. Right, Kuchiyara looking for Saka. Saka with the ball now. He did have a direct line through to Haaland, didn't use it, and Bellingham drives it to Dimitri. Dimitri doing a really good job here. There's a reason why I wanted to sign him this summer. And there's a reason why I'm disappointed we didn't. Rosenbrick not really been challenged so far, though. And we nearly make it to there. Erling Haaland very unlucky. Kuchiyara gets the recycled ball, but the highlight does end. But he does now have a free kick. He went for it, you know. He went for it. And I'm not sure that went out of the play. I'm not sure that... He hit the crossbar and came back into the pitch. I'm not sure that went out of the play. Kuchiyara just stealing that player's lunch money there. I didn't see who it was. Gets it to Youngwith. Youngwith into Saka. Saka cuts back. Whips it looking for Haaland. He went with a backwards header. That would have been a thing of beauty. But he doesn't get it. Oh, it's a lot of fun having Erling Haaland. I know he's only scored one. It's so much fun watching him bully players. Right. Youngworth going out wide. I mean, it's a cheat code having such a physical player like him as a right back. But Haaland is there again. And Dimitri again with a big... Well, I say big boy save. It was a really easy save, but just Haaland being around there has got to be nerve-wracking for a goalkeeper. We are pummeling their goal at the moment. However, the more chances we have that don't go in, the more opportunity Chelsea has to get an equaliser at some point. Right, Alberto to Bellingham. Bellingham out wide to Mascarell. Mascarell goes a bit further out wide. Going to try and cross the ball in. He does. He looks for Saka. Erling Haaland ends up taking it. Erling Haaland going with all of these headed chances at the moment. We're just not getting the opportunities that we want at the moment. We are struggling to get meaningful chances. We're just peppering the goal with opportunities, but nothing really with any full-on oomph behind it. Like, it's just pot shots. Skinner's broken through, though, and he has gone and equalised, and that's what I mean. We know how resilient this Chelsea team is. We know the quality of this Chelsea team. I'm a little bit disappointed that we've not gone and scored another goal here before that has happened. We've had plenty of chances. We've had them on target, but we've made them quite easy. I'm actually going to turn around and say I'm not happy. We need to demand more. I'm not happy. And I'm going to say I'm not happy with Erling as well. Need to step it up, boys. Need to step it up. I'm going to go attacking. You know, they're a man down. We should be winning this one with relative ease. A Segundo Volante for Balaric, by the way. That's what they've gone with, a Segundo Volante. It's not really working from the looks of things. I am stunned that that's the decision that they made. Right. Bukayo Saka's playing well. However, I want him to shoot less because he's wasting a lot of chances. I'm actually going to tell Kuchiyara. Kuchiyara's already shooting less, so that's okay. Right. Deep free kick. A draw would not be the end of the world against the reigning defending champions. However, considering they've got all of their players still, but there would be an element of disappointment if we can't make them pay for that red card. Right, Ferrer now, looking for an option forward. Luis Alberto. Hasn't really impressed me, Luis Alberto, so far. I've seen him play very well against me, but not so good so far. Right, Saka into Haaland, and Haaland again. wastes a chance. Erling Haaland should really be burying these chances, and he's hitting them all more or less straight at the goalkeeper. Dimitri hasn't had to make an absolute world-class save, really, during this game. All he's had to do is stand there, and the ball's kind of come to him. Skinner doing some great work here, by the way. Alan Skinner trying to do it all his own, though, and that was probably the mistake. Right, it's time to make some substitutions because we're looking a little bit stale. Kuchiyara actually hasn't had a good game, so we're going to bring on Salim Hadji for his debut. I'm also taking Jude Bellingham off. I'm a bit disappointed with him. And I'm going to bring Matty Dash on. Now, I'm going to bring Matty Dash on because Stephen Whittle is a playmaker, not a ball winner. So, we'll bring on the Man City homegrown chap. And I think as well, we'll bring on... No, do you know what? I think I might leave it there for now. We'll give that a chance. We'll give that a chance. Right. Go and make an impact, boys. Go and make an impact. Right. We've had all the chances. It's just putting the ball in the back of the net that we've struggled with. Other than that one goal and the other one that got disallowed. Right, Dash gets it to Jungwirth. Jungwirth looking for Hadji, flicks it onto Haaland. Haaland, again, should be scoring there. And it's really not a good... It's not good for me that he's having all of these chances and missing them. And I'm actually taking him off. Because he's annoyed me now. Jonathan Juarez, who's had a good pre-season, is coming on. He really should have scored more than once today, Erling Haaland. He's been incredibly wasteful. And it might seem like madness to take off 32-year-old, still prime peak of his powers, Erling Haaland off. I'm doing it because he needs to know that if he's going to miss chances like that, he's not going to get away with it. And Phil Foden, with a chance there, wins a corner. And we now go over to that corner to take it. Foden's going to whip it in. The only problem now is the focal point was Erling Haaland. It's now not going to be him. It's now either going to be Ruben Diaz or Juarez. And Juarez is not as tall, not as good in the air. Right, Foden now gets the ball here. He's brought down by Derica. It's going to be a corner, not a penalty. Good tackle there from Derica, the former Manchester City man, of course. Two former Manchester City players in the Chelsea starting 11 today. I do believe they also have Anthony Gordon in their team. So it's interesting that he's not made an appearance, and that's a cheap offside to give away, and I'm a little bit disappointed at that. Right, we need... two more changes I think we've got. We need to fire up in this last little part because we've not looked bad today, but been a bit disappointing. Just a little bit disappointing. I'm going to bring Stephen Whittle. No, I'm not going to bring Stephen Whittle on because it's not defence we need, it's attack. So Derica's going to come on for... He's going to come on for Saka, I think. We'll bring him on for Saka. Get him some more football on that right-hand side. Very good in pre-season, Derica. We kind of need it to happen now. Again, a draw is not the end of the world in this game. If you'd have given me a draw before the game started, I'd have taken it. If you'd have said a draw and they get a red card early on, I'd have been a bit disappointed. Right, Derica, Hadji's there, and it might be given. It might be a debut goal for Hadji, but we're going to have to go to VAR in order to see whether it is given. Scrappy goal, but it is given. It is 2-1 at the City of Manchester Stadium. It's not been called that for years. The Etihad Stadium. Luis Alberto gets it to Dash. Dash, I thought was going to go for the shot. Gets it to Derica, who did go for the shot. Scuffs it completely. And Hadji's just there to poke it home. We lead again. But there's still time left in this match. And Chelsea, to their credit, have done really well not to completely go in this match. It's former Chelsea man Rooney Bargy in here, but Ferrer manages to just outrun him. Goes to Rosenbrick, who launches it forward, looking for Juarez. Juarez now heads it to Hadji. Hadji looking for Derica. Roman Derica, the former Tottenham Hotspur man, tried to put it in the back of the net, but Boa clears. Boa was one of the players I was thinking of for left back, by the way, before we ended up signing the other guy. But again, one of the players that Chelsea did not want to sell, and they've done really well in retaining their players today. This season, rather. Juarez's header goes just over. Again, Juarez, I don't know how tall he actually is. I can't look at it now because it's gone. But I know he's not as big of an aerial presence as Erling Haaland. I mean, who is realistically? Right. Jungwirth gets the ball here. Surprisingly quiet for him from set pieces. He is up there as one of the focal points. Right, Derica now running down this right-hand side. Going to cut in. Goes to Dash. Dash now. He's gone for the shot. What is Dash thinking there? What is Dash thinking? I mean, I'm berating him for even thinking that was a good idea. Because if he finds the right pass there, we could be 3-1 up. Right, Hadji heads it to Derica. Derica holds it up, goes to Jungwirth. Jungwirth gets it to Derica as well. Derica, I tell you what a game he's having off the bench. And it's Roman Derica, and he's put it wide. Oh, what an opportunity to make it 3. We are just not blessed in this game, apparently, putting the ball in the back of the net. We are apparently just not capable of taking all of our chances, but it's early days. It's a new system for them. I think they were playing 5 at the back before. So, fair credit to the team. They've done what they have had to do today. It is full time. It is a win on our first game of the season. And Hadji comes on and does the stuff for us. But many chances were had. Many chances were squandered. An XG of 4.57. We should have been scoring more than 2 there. The debate, we should have had a penalty. Obviously, we didn't get given it. Got given a free kick instead. But there's a few performances there that were a little bit ropey. Erling Haaland, of course, did score. That's something we should be happy about. But, no, we should have got more there, I think. Should have got more there. However, the main thing is the win. We survived an Alan Skinner goal. I was a bit worried if he scored, it would probably be it. Hadji, what a debut for him. Off the bench, 19-year-old wonder kid. I mean, he's not going to be getting into the team. Alan Skinner's apparently picked up a knock, which is a little bit frustrating. But yeah, it is what it is. We win the game, that's the main thing. Against the team that won the league last season. We've got to put it into context with that. Right, 4 days' time. Liverpool, because apparently it just can't be an easy start to the season. It just can't. So we'll go to that and we'll see what happens. Oh, and it's at Anfield as well, so we're probably going to get smashed. We are back for the game against Liverpool, and this is the 11 we're putting out. It's the same 11. It's literally the same 11. There was a temptation to make changes, but realistically, Hadji came off the bench, had a great game, but Kuchiyara is going to come good at some point. Bellingham didn't have a good game. I could start with Stephen Whittle, or I could start with Matty Dash. It's Jude Bellingham. He's going to come good. So, sticking with the 11 that we've got, we're going into the game, and we're hoping that we can get 3 points from it. Now, I've had a look at Liverpool's starting lineup already. Now, my game has done this thing where that starting lineup, when I have a look at the... it's not though, I was going to say. Normally the starting lineup when I'm doing my position instructions can change sometimes. I don't know if anyone else has had that, but that has definitely happened with me on a handful of occasions. Not many that I've noticed, but a couple of them. However, this time it hasn't. That guy there is a fullback who actually has striker as another position. And it's not like he can play as a winger who happens to be like half decent as a fullback. No. His best position is complete wingback. And he can play as a striker. He's striking, he's finishing. He hasn't got a good rating for that. Not that that means anything. Liverpool, by the way, losing their first game of the season from the looks of things. But just an interesting tidbit. I mean, you know, Bobby Sykes. Wing back left, complete wing back. I mean, okay. We have made one change to the tactic, though. Erling Haaland playing as a deep line forward. He was actually being trained as a deep line forward on support. Now, I've put him onto one on attack. I don't know whether it's going to do anything, but I realise Erling Haaland isn't the best dribbler. So actually, maybe it will help him being a little bit deeper, helping to connect the play a little bit. And then he's got the wingers and the attacking midfielder who can go ahead of him. Like, for example, he's dropping deeper there. I know it seems ridiculous because it's Erling Haaland, but if it works, it works. I mean, Haaland now in the box, obviously, causing a bit of chaos. We retain possession here. Phil Foden looking for Erling Haaland. He's forced him wide. Haaland now going into Saka. Saka looking for Kuchiyara. Kuchiyara heads it in. Don't know what the goalkeeper for Liverpool was doing there, but it is 1-0. And it's good to see Marco Kuchiyara scoring a goal for a team I'm a manager of. It gives me a warm, glowy feeling in. And in the 10th minute, we do go 1-0 ahead. Foden gets it out wide. A bit too far out wide to Haaland. But remember, we're still getting used to the tactics, so it's all good. Haaland gets it into Saka. Saka crosses it into Kuchiyara. It's actually the defender and the goalkeeper getting in each other's way there. I don't know who that defender is. Robertinho getting in the way of Seaman. Well, Liverpool. I mean, that is not good. That is not good at all for them. Goodness me. I feel like there was a bit of a glitch there that we got the better of. And we've had a few of those go against us sometimes. But I feel like the game... a bit of a wobbly there in what was going on, and I don't really care because we definitely capitalised on it. Jay Leatham, by the way, scoring for Southampton. I've just seen scored 2 goals today. Still a little bit salty we weren't able to get him, but I'm happy with the business that we've done. But I can't help but think, what if we had him in our team? Liverpool have a corner here, by the way. Elliott whipping it in. Haaland heads it clear. Robertinho has a chance to make up for it. Gets it into Elliott, though. Elliott looking for options. And Sykes nearly makes it 1-1 after I pointed out the fact that he's normally a left-back, the equivalent of Andy Robertson playing as a striker. He ends up nearly scoring. Elliott now with another corner, whipping it in, looking for Sykes, but it goes out wide to Mudryk. What a weird world this is that Mudryk is now at Liverpool, but one of our players do get in the way of the attempted shot, and it is another corner to Liverpool, putting a bit of pressure on us at the end of this half at Anfield. Whipping it in, looking for someone, but Ferrer heads it wide to Kuchiyara. Kuchiyara, I assume, will have dealt with it, and it is half-time. We were definitely the aggressors for the majority of the half, but then Liverpool just shot up at the end of it. And we are a little bit lucky. But, you know, we want to make sure that we don't just ride on that luck. Right, we're going to tell those guys that they need to calm themselves down. And we're going to tell Foden and Haaland that they're not playing well. They need to step it up. I mean, Erling Haaland, maybe, just maybe, we change him back to an advance forward. I know we've only given him 45 minutes, but he's certainly not really doing much out there. We did see him drop wide at one point. He was involved in the goal, but he didn't actually do anything, if that makes sense. So let's put him back on being an advance forward, and let's see if we can trust him to just spearhead the attack just a little bit more. That's what I'm looking for from him. Again, I've realised I've not got this light on. Got this new light and I keep forgetting to do anything with it. I've also realised that I haven't charged it, which is a bit of a disappointment because it means I have to unplug my phone from being charged. Right, Youngworth is in after I've not been watching. Bellingham to Alberto. Alberto back to Bellingham. Bellingham's gone for a rocket, and I thought Seaman had to get a hand on it. He didn't. It ended up just going ever so slightly wide, and there's that light. I don't know if it actually makes a difference, by the way. Let me know if it does. But we started off this half pretty well so far. But I would like to see us score another goal relatively quickly. I mean, I don't really know what's happened there. I feel like it's being checked for offside. Ruben Diaz might have just scored, our club captain. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Haaland desperately unlucky not to get it if it is given. And the goal is given. And I think it is Ruben Diaz. It is indeed. Erling Haaland was the man in and around the area. He's with the initial header. Ruben Diaz is just standing there and makes it 2. Nice. Very nice indeed. We're tied at the moment with Arsenal, Manchester United, Southampton and West Ham United for top spot. We're all shifting around all over the place. But we do lead Liverpool by 2-0. We will make a couple of changes now. Phil Foden really not having a good game. So Nicky Rothel, who is an English, not international yet, but English under-21 international with 20 caps to his name. He did play well in pre-season. We will give him an opportunity now. And I am also going to take Jude Bellingham off. Because, no, do you know what? We'll leave him on. We'll bring Stephen Whittle on. Let's give Stephen Whittle a chance out there. And I'm thinking Bukayo Saka can come off for Roman Derica as well. We'll give Derica a bit more time in that position. We'll leave that for now. We'll come back to substitutions around the 80th minute. 2 goals up. Not a guarantee that we're going to win the game yet, but we have done very well in this game. It's a great performance against the Liverpool team who, before the game, I did get an email saying in this rivalry, Liverpool really have been the dominant force out of the two teams. It has quite interesting reading it made, I've got to be honest with you. So it's quite nice to see that we're not going to be carrying that tradition on in our first game in the rivalry. I mean, so far anyway. Right, we will bring on Hadji again. I'm also bringing on Sunanik. Well, him, yeah. Mark. We're bringing on Mark because I keep forgetting to put the other right back on the bench. I'll have to make sure I do that for the next game. Otherwise, we'll get a bit upset. But we'll make a defensive option, a defensive change and an attacking change. I'm getting my words all muddled up. Just to try and see the game out. A clean sheet would be lovely, by the way. Rosenbrick so far, touch wood, hasn't had a lot to do. Liverpool are now, of course, going to go and score the obligatory. I've mentioned how good our defence is. The opposition must score goal. Right. Sunanik. Yeah. Sunanik getting the ball over to Rosenbrick. Hadji flicks it onto Erling Haaland. Now, Erling Haaland, who has been anonymous most of the game, with a lovely little chip and makes it 2. And Salim Hadji was hero with a goal in the last game, and he's gone and got an assist in the last minute of the full 90. Here, Rosenbrick launches it forward. The header is won by Hadji. It's a flick on from him. It's goalkeeper to attacking midfielder to Haaland to goal. And I think that answers the question. Erling Haaland is an advanced forward, regardless of what the previous manager... I mean, the previous manager got sacked, and I was going on his recommendation, basically. So what does that say about me and my intelligence? But that is 3 points, well and truly in the bag. 3 goals as well. That'll do. That'll do plenty. Good performance. 3-0 against a top team. Oh, I'm happy with that. Oh, I'm very happy with that. So, as results go, I'm pretty content with a win against Liverpool and against Chelsea. I mean, Man United, look at that though. 5-0 for them. Van Hecke scoring an own goal, but 2 goals for Cardozo. Stefani and Josic on the scoring. Chelsea struggling to get past Newcastle. Mason Mount getting the first goal, but Wahi getting the equaliser. Wahi, of course, formerly of our team, which is interesting. Arsenal winning 5-0 as well. And Southampton absolutely bossing it. Shoulder up and Leithen wreaking havoc from the wings. Again, what could have been if we could have got a deal over the line for this guy? What could have been? Some moron's given him the number 6. I've just noticed that. Some absolute moron has given Jay Leithen the number 6. Can't say much. I've given Kuchara the number 5 shirt, but hey ho. But that is, I think, a good performance. Ruben Diaz at 36, still going strong. I can't believe I'm willingly using a 36-year-old, but with 19 natural fitness, he should be good at least for this season. And we'll address things again in January probably, because again, we do have money to spend. It's probably actually a good idea to hold out on that money. £70 million we've got. We'll hold out on it just in case we do need to replace him, because if he starts dropping off a cliff completely, we'll have to address it. But as it stands after 2 games, we are only 5th in the league, but we are level on points with all of the teams above us. Just goal difference. We only won the first game by 1 goal, then we won by 3 in that game now. So it's Arsenal, West Ham, United and Southampton. When I said United, that was Man United, by the way. Those teams all ahead. In terms of goals scored at the moment, Erling Haaland is there on 2. But at the moment, I think Alan Skinner was only on 1, the Golden Boot winner from last season. So, bit of work to do for Alan Skinner. I forgot his name then. Bit of work for him to do. But as you can see, Jay Leithen, best player in the league. None of our players on that list just at the moment. None of our players on the assist list. But Salim Hadji on the player of the match list. Right. When will we be back? Well, we will have Champions League football coming, so it makes sense to come back around then, because obviously that's the whole point of this save. So we'll come back when the Champions League comes in. We'll go for some of the interesting games in and around October time, somewhere in this period. We'll play one on type with a decent Premier League game as well. Maybe the Newcastle game, maybe the Tottenham game. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? But that is going to do it for today's video. So, until next time. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so. And you will make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.